What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazique of the Fight Guys. I'm a Forbes contributor and also write for Heavy.com. We are powered by Fight TV and presented by Bet Online. And we are talking UFC on ESPN 9, headlined by Tyron Woodley versus Gilbert Burns. But we are talking about prelim fights right now. And there is an interesting UFC women's flyweight division fight here. Katlyn, the blonde fighter Chookagian, number 2 ranked in the division after having an unsuccessful attempt to dethrone her opponent's sister in her last fight. So she's fighting Antonina Shevchenko, La Pantera, after losing to Valentina Shevchenko. So this is a really interesting dynamic. I haven't looked it up to see, but of the siblings that we've had in the UFC, how many times has a fighter fought one sibling and then fought the other sibling in the next fight after that? That I would really have to. I'd be interested in see how if that's ever happened before. But I think it's pretty interesting. This fight is one that if it stays on the feet, Chookagian obviously has the better chance to win in that style fight. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not 100% convinced that she can outstrike Antonina Shevchenko. And the Shevchenko sisters have a fantastic Muay Thai background. Both of them are excellent stand-up fighters. And when you also consider how close the Shevchenko sisters are, you know there has been some data, some scouting. Shevchenko was part of the training camp and the scouting reports that went into preparing Valentina for Katlyn Chookagian. So now it's almost like she has one and a half or two straight training camps for the same fighter. And that is an advantage I think that definitely fits Antonina Shevchenko more so than Chookagian. Chookagian, yes, she prepared for Valentina Shevchenko last time and didn't get it done. But now she's fighting a different person, but a different person who was privy to some of the same sort of scouting information that her sister had. And she was there to watch the fight, actually take place. So yeah, this one's a tough one, I think, for Chookagian. I give her all the credit in the world for taking this fight. Maybe there was an easier fight that she could have taken on after this, but she goes straight after the younger Shevchenko sister. Antonina is 100% the better grappler. Chookagian, I don't believe, has ever shot a takedown throughout an entire UFC career. She definitely needs to keep the fight standing. But her takedown defense is only 50%, which isn't horrible. But yeah, for her, here's my issue. It's always been my issue with Chookagian. She is a very skilled striker. She's able to connect and land from a lot of different ways. It's punches, it's kicks, it's knees. There's a lot of different things, and she also is going to let you know whenever the shots are coming because you're going to hear the bop, bop, bop every time she throws a shot. And Daniel Cormier teased her the last fight. He's like, "You should never get hit with a Chookagian punch because she literally yells to you and tell you that it's coming before she throws it." But it has worked out for her in her career because she's number 2 ranked in the division. All of that said, she does not pack power in her shots. So you're not ever thinking when you're watching Katlyn Chookagian fight as, oh my God, here comes a one strike knockout. Obviously it doesn't feel good to get slapped and kicked or punched at any point, but she hasn't won a fight by stoppage ever in the UFC. The last time she won a fight by stoppage was in March of 2016. She won in 45 seconds of the first round with a knee to Stephanie Bragayak or Bragarak. Yes, so not a UFC competitor. So she does not stop people. The only other time she stopped anybody was back in the World Series of Fighting in 2014 when she stopped Brigitte Narcisse with a knee. So the knee is her ticket to stoppages, or has been in her career. Now, because I'm saying all of this, she needs Antonina Shevchenko in the ribs and gets a stoppage. Just all because I'm saying all of this stuff, right? But no, in real life, I don't see that happening. I think that Antonina Shevchenko is a minus 140 favorite, according to Bet Online, for a reason. Katlyn Chookagian, this is crazy if you think about it. Chookagian is one fight removed from fighting for the championship, and she steps into her next fight against someone who is ranked 10 spots lower than her, and she's an underdog, and it's a justifiable odd. because I 100% agree that Antonina Shevchenko should be the favorite. And I think she will win this fight. If you look at Shevchenko's losses in the UFC or overall in her career, if you look at her losses, look at the style of fighter that well, she's only had one loss. If you look at the loss, the style of fighters the style of fighter that she had a problem with, and even in the fights that she didn't lose that were a little close, when she had issues, it was with grapplers. Roxanne Modafferi, even though she has worked on her boxing and gotten better in that, 100% her way, her bread and butter is the grappling game. And that's what she was able to do and to use to beat Antonina Shevchenko by a split decision. Last fight, Shevchenko got a technical submission victory, rear naked choke against Lucy Pudilova, who is a fantastic striker in her own right. In some ways, somewhat similar to Katlyn Chookagian, only probably a little bit more dangerous of a striker in terms of KO potential. And Shevchenko didn't have a problem getting her to the ground and ultimately getting the submission. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to say Chookagian gets submitted and tapped out in this fight, but I do believe she gets controlled on the ground. I do believe Shevchenko does work from the top. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure that Chookagian wins these stand-up exchanges as cleanly as we might think. So I'm going to go 100% all in on Shevchenko. Of course, I can be wrong. We'll see. I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comment section if I am wrong. But that's my take for this one. I got Shevchenko winning this fight by unanimous decision, possibly a second round submission victory, but I'm going to go officially with a unanimous decision. I don't know that fans are going to enjoy this fight. I'm just saying. Chookagian is not, when you look up fan favorite or fighter friend or fan friendly fighter, Katlyn Chookagian is not standing there like, no, she's not. Her fights generally aren't fantastic to watch, even though she is extremely skilled. They just aren't. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what happens, but it just doesn't generally translate. Maybe Valentina Shevchenko can make this one exciting. Either way, I think she gets the victory. So I appreciate you guys watching as always. God bless and peace.